everybody. Today I want to talk to you about a slasher film from '82, The Slumber Party Massacre. One of the well-known slasher films. It's sprouted out a franchise, I believe 2 sequels, much and a remake too. So it was successful. Mediocre successful. The movie is about a bunch of girls who are alone in the house and want to have a slumber party. Of course, not the massacre part. It's with Michelle Michaels, who's played by Trish. She was in Evil, or I know Dead Wish 4. She was in Dead Wish 4 and New Year's Evil, another slasher, a really bad slasher movie from the 80s. And then you had Russell Thorne, who was the killer, and then the director was Amy Holt Jones. Okay, so also you had Robin Still as Valerie, which is the one who wants to hold the slumber party. Now, eventually, the girl, like I said, the story is they want to have a slumber party because their parents are gone, and Trish is the new girl, and Valerie wants to give her an invitation, but there's one like bitchy character that doesn't like her, and she heard it in the locker rooms when they were showering, and eventually she didn't want to go for that reason. But they are neighbors. They're actually living next to each other. So now Russ Thorne is, like I said, he's the killer. He's a regular guy in a jeans vest, red t-shirt like this, only without printing, and then jeans pants. He has his favorite weapon of choice is a driller, a drilling machine that you do like this. Now, when he acquires this, he kills a lady mechanic in a van, so nobody can see it in daytime. And it looks silly because the drill is almost as big as the killer. The killer doesn't seem to be a big guy. So now eventually he set his sights on this group of girls, and he is going after them and is trying to sort of kill them one by one, cutting off the power, trying to, there is a funny scene where two of their friends wanted to play a prank on them. They were caught, but they eventually, I think one of the girls knocked him out, and eventually they gave him like a piece of meat to put on his cheek. But they're friends and they know each other, and they let them stay, and they wanted to offer a pizza, so they ordered a pizza. The pizza guy is on the door. They say when the door's not open, how much do we owe you so far? And the guy had a response with 6 so far. And you open a door and you have a guy without eyes falling down. So I think the killer apparently was the guy behind him saying, "I killed 6 so far" at that point on. So it was a creative choice, in my opinion. Eventually, the weirdest thing is that everything is happening in this house, and like I said, Trish is living next door with her sister, and she's also alone. Her parents are gone, And no, at some point, one of the two guys, one of them goes through the garage and the other one goes to the front door to sort of, you know, have a double escape way. Of course, one gets killed immediately, get drilled, and the other one gets a knife. He goes to Trish's house, starts to bang on his door. I think he's calling on her door, and but she's not having a head. Well, what I remember, she didn't have a headphone on. She was seeing some television, but fuck's sake, how deaf is she? And eventually the killer comes after him, and he grabs him in the bushes. Finally, she noticed something, and she opens the door, and she doesn't see anything, and eventually the guy gets stabbed to death by the killer. So there you go. What a useless kill. Useless die to be brave, Eventually, there's also this funny moment where one of the black girls of the friend group in the slumber party, she starts, I'm hungry. She starts to eat the pizza, and then what? You gotta eat sometime. It was when they all were like, "Oh, disgusting! You eat pizza from a dead guy." No, you gotta eat sometime. Food is food, right? Yeah, she's right. But eventually she gets killed. Valerie and another one are the only ones that are alive yet. Now Restorn at that point is already in the house, and he kills the last girl. And now at this point, the coach of their track team, which they have a very good bond with, tried to call them several times, but they didn't answer. And she got worried, and she came into the house. Now, yeah, at some point, Valerie is, she's sitting somewhere behind a closet, or she's hiding. And there is a skerfuffle between the coach and the and Restorn. Eventually, she gets the better of Restorn, and you can clearly see that the fire poker is a rubber poker because it goes flimsy like this. Now, this is the best time to kill the guy, but of course, like in many horror movies, they just leave him be. Okay, eventually he stands up again, she drills him, and this is the only moment he talks. He talks to Valerie. He says, "I kill for love. You know how hard it is to kill for love? It's hard. Very hard. I love you." And, and eventually, Trish, she sees this. She saw this before when the coach was fighting the guy. She went to the basement. She went to get a machete. She runs out of the basement to go after him like just a Xena warrior. Oh! He just sprints out. Like, oh fuck! What the fuck is that? He just sprints out to the pool area, and she goes like, jam. She breaks the drill, and then, boom, chops off his hand, which is so cool, practical effect, and he falls in the water. Of course, after that, he's not dead yet. He grabs Trish, but Valerie comes and she stabs him with a kitchen knife, and eventually he does one last stand. He wants to fly on Trish, and she puts the machete right, gutting him right between in the stomach area. So, and that's how the movie kind of ends. It's the killer's dead and the movie is done. Now, is this a good movie? Yeah, it's a good movie. Good acting. Yeah. Uh, fun times. A it's one of the better ones. If you're a slasher fan, horror fan, recommend it. Go see it.